Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to Creative Freelancers Lab's YouTube channel where we are making our very first video about freelancing. And stay tuned because it's not only going to be about freelancing, we're going to give lessons about English speaking, English grammar, and whatever little tips that you want. So based on our audience demand, we're going to make such videos. So let's jump right into it, okay? We're going to discuss a little about freelancing. What is it? Where did it come from? And where does it stand in the current landscape? So, go it alone. The phrase tells us that freelancing is a lonely venture. You're alone. No one's there to manage your workload or whatever, right? So you're alone. First, let us go towards etymology of freelance. Etymology means the history of a word. When was it created? Who coined it? And in what context was it used? And throughout time, how do we use it now? So freelance, it originated in English in early 1800s. It was used to refer to a medieval mercenary who would fight for whichever nation or person paid them the most. All right. So it's two words: free and lance. So a lance is the weapon that these mercenaries used, and they used to pledge their sword, pledge their services to whichever king that they had loyalty for or wanted to work for. So that's how freelancing came into the English language. Nowadays, it's used in the context of people who have certain skills, who want to offer services. So they go on the web, they register themselves on different platforms, and offer their services, whether it's content writing, graphic designing, or whatever, all right? So I think it's interesting that freelancing, it used to be associated to soldiers, to mercenaries, and now it has become very intellectual to people who offer their services on the internet. So what are the pros and cons of freelancing? As you are your own boss, there's no one to manage you, no one to analyze your every step. That can be a pro, it can be an advantage for you. On the other hand, it can also be tedious for you, it can become really lonely. So let's go through them one by one. Okay, so freelancing is very flexible. What does that mean? It means that if you are very productive in the morning, you work and you take tasks in the morning. And on the other hand, if you think that your best work comes at night, you shine the best at that time, so you take up tasks at night and you work at that time. So it's really flexible. And then next, controlling your workload. In a week, if you believe you can easily manage 3 tasks, so you take it and you complete the task and you earn. And if you think that, no, 3 is a bit too much for me and I can at most do just 1, so accordingly you do that too. Fine, so there's no boss, there's no manager to micromanage you, to burden you with a lot of tasks and not even ask you if you can indeed manage it or not. Okay, next is unlimited area potentials. Now, as a freelancer, there is no limit. Okay, the sky is the limit. If you start off as a content writer who starts short stories, for example, now you're not limited to that. Okay? You can easily jump from one skill to another and build your skill set accordingly. Okay, and then new creative areas, it's almost overlapping, all right? So new creative areas, you meet new people, you take up new tasks, and you widen your skill set. Now, on the other hand, it's not all roses. Freelancing also has its cons. Okay, it doesn't have any perks, like you don't get medical insurance, you don't get paid holidays, you cannot go for vacations really freely. Okay, so you're on your own. Next is you miss out on teamwork, all right? In an office environment, you make camaraderies, you make friendship with your colleagues, and that creates a good environment if you ignore the office politics, of course. But as a freelancer, there is no such thing. Next is no guarantee of getting jobs, okay? So if you bid for works, you bid for tasks, you get jobs. If you don't, you don't, all right? So that is one of the cons of freelancing. And finally, you take full responsibility for everything. You have losses, you have profit, whatever it is, you are wholly and solely responsible for that. So as a freelancer, what are your options? You can either be a sole trader, all right? You work independently, Or you could go and work as a limited company. You register your company, you hire some people to do work for you. So they have their own advantages and disadvantages. We'll not go into that in this first lecture. It's just your options. Okay, you can also work part-time. If you have a 9 to 5 job and you think that you still have energy, you still have potential, that after coming from office you can take up a task, you can start freelancing as a part-timer. Or you have the option of going full-time also. Okay, so you weigh in your options and you decide which one you want to do. Next up, okay, so as a freelancer, you certainly need a studio space. So you can either work from home or you can rent a desk in a co-working space, in an office. So if you feel like you are very comfortable working from home and there is no disturbance, there is no distraction, you can do that, or just go and rent a desk somewhere.
So let's get the ball rolling, okay, in these steps. First of all, you create your online portfolio, look for options, what are the websites, what are the platforms, make up your profile, and then set the goals and employment contract. You make up a contract for yourself that these are my terms and conditions. By the end of the first month, I want to earn this much. By quarter of an year, these are my goals, I want to complete this number of tasks, alright? So it's not one size fits all. First of all, you can start working for friends. Do not worry. If you have made an account, you have a good profile and you're still not getting jobs, it doesn't mean that you just abandon it and think of it as a lost opportunity. You can start working for your friends. For example, if you write really good cover letters, so contact your friends, tell them you have this service and you can charge them for your services, alright? But working for fun doesn't mean that you do it for free, okay? You are not an NGO, you are not a charity organization, it's business, so do charge them. And then you can also tap your contacts, people who work in professional environments, in offices. You can contact them to get you some gigs, get you some jobs. And then make new work for yourself. If all of those don't work, you can start up your own agency of sorts. Like, this is me, this is my space, this is my team, if you want to make a team, as I said, in a limited company. And we offer these services. So you are creating work for yourself. That also is an option. And then you use social media for promotion, okay? If you're out of sight, then you're out of mind, okay? Be present on social media, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram. And then prioritize your commitments. Okay, once you take up a task and you promise them, you sign a contract that you are going to deliver it in a certain period of time, do that. Okay, otherwise your reputation is going to be tarnished and you certainly don't want that. Okay, so these are some essential equipments that you need. You need computer and hardware, that's a given. You need organized office table, even if you're working from your home. Getting a table is ideal. And then it goes without saying, you need good internet connection. You cannot work without it. And then you need software and applications such as Grammarly and many more. Okay, whatever service you provide as a freelancer. And then finally, time and content management tools. We'll discuss that in upcoming videos. So these are the certain steps that we can go from zero to full-time as a freelancer, full-time freelancer. First of all, think it through. Are you ready mentally to do that? And then draw up a business plan. As I said, it's a business, so treat it as a business and make up a solid plan. Save and prosper. If you want to go as a full-time freelancer, you should have certain amount of money in your bank so that you don't starve. And then taxing knowledge. Because it's a business, you're going to be taxed on it. Okay, so you should have knowledge on that. And then start a client list, whether it's your friends, your contacts, your colleagues, whoever that is. And then build a website for yourself for your promotion. And then for the website, you also need promotion materials. And then lastly, have a plan B. Now, for everyone, it's not necessary that they prosper as a freelancer, so always have a plan B, C, D, E, F, to whatever letter you want to go. Okay, so let's summarize what we learned today. First of all, that freelancer offers a flexible lifestyle. The startup cost is relatively low, but takes time to start earning. And also, ask this question for yourself. Do you have the self-discipline be a freelancer? If yes, start. And the most straightforward way to go freelance is to register as a sole trader. However, becoming a limited company means you could pay less tax. What this means is that as a sole trader, you don't have much responsibilities and you are not going to be taxed a lot. We'll discuss that in upcoming videos or whatever this last point means. And lastly, yeah, that's all. Thank you very much. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.